Once upon a time, in a small village in Africa, there lived a poor but hardworking man named Kofi. Kofi married a beautiful and kind-hearted girl named Amma. They lived a simple life, working together to make ends meet. One day, a few weeks after their wedding, Amma had her period. In their village, women used old, dirty clothes during their periods because pads were too expensive. Amma was no different. She tried to manage with what she had, but it was uncomfortable and often led to infections. Kofi noticed this and felt deep sorrow for his wife and all the women in the village. Kofi was a creative and determined man. He decided to help Amma and the other women. He thought about making a pad from materials they could afford. He gathered cotton and tissue paper and crafted a simple pad for Amma to use. Amma was grateful, but the pad leaked, causing her even more discomfort. Despite the failure, Kofi didn't give up. He experimented with different materials and designs. He tried and failed many times, but each failure taught him something new. His love for Amma and his desire to ease her pain kept him going. One evening, after many sleepless nights, Kofi finally found a formula that worked. He created a pad from cotton, tissue paper, and a special waterproof layer made from banana leaves. Amma tried it, and it worked perfectly. She was overjoyed, and Kofi felt a sense of accomplishment he had never known before. Word spread quickly through the village about Kofi's new invention. Women came to him, asking for the pads. Kofi realized that he could help not just Amma, but all the women in the village. He decided to turn his small invention into a bigger project. Kofi went to the local bank and applied for a loan. He explained his idea and how it could improve the lives of women in their village. The bank was impressed by his determination and granted him a small loan. With the money, Kofi ordered the necessary ingredients and equipment to make the pads. Kofi set up a mini factory in his backyard. He worked day and night, producing pads and distributing them to the women in the village at a very low cost. The women were thrilled. For the first time, they had access to affordable, hygienic pads. Kofi's pads were a game changer. As time went by, Kofi's small factory grew. He hired more people to help him, providing jobs for many villagers. His factory produced more pads, and the demand kept growing. Soon, Kofi expanded his business to neighboring villages. He trained others to set up their own mini factories, and soon, there were pad factories in every village. Kofi's invention brought a significant change. Women no longer had to suffer during their periods. They could work and go to school without any discomfort. Kofi's pads were not only affordable but also made from locally sourced materials, making them environmentally friendly. Years passed, and Kofi's factory became a symbol of hope and progress. He was no longer a poor man, he was a respected and successful entrepreneur. But more importantly, he was a hero to the women in the village. One day, a young girl named Nia, who had heard about Kofi's story, came to visit him. She had a dream of becoming a doctor and helping her community. Kofi saw the same determination in her eyes that he had once had. He decided to support her education, just as he had supported Amma and the women in the village. Nia grew up to become a renowned doctor, and she never forgot Kofi's kindness. She returned to the village and set up a clinic, providing medical care to those in need. Kofi's legacy continued through Nia, and the village thrived. Kofi and Amma grew old together, surrounded by the love and gratitude of their community. They had brought about a revolution, one pad at a time. Their story was passed down through generations, inspiring others to dream big and never give up. And so, the village where Kofi and Amma lived became a place of happiness and progress. All thanks to a man who dared to dream and a woman who inspired him to change the world. Moral of the story *, even the smallest inventions can bring about the greatest changes. With determination and love, anything is possible.